with me, Lisa Kennedy. And first off, I have to say thank you so much if you're following us on the socials. There's been a wee flurry, a wee influx of new followers, so that is lovely. Thank you so much. We are on Instagram, we are on TikTok, we're on Facebook, and of course we're on YouTube, so come and follow us there. That was probably the slickest way I've done that ever. That was pretty good.
I was like, that was amazing.
I know, like, I'm so impressed with myself. Only because I'm desperate to talk to my guest this week, who's Aarti Joshi.
Hello.
Yeah. I mean, we've put the world to rights already.
I know.
We just didn't film it.
I love that so much, though. There's certain people that you see and you're just like, I cannot wait to see you. And then it's like, no, we've not stopped talking for 3 hours. Like,
we have been given like a curfew, haven't we? We've been told. We have
we've
to
been
be
naughty.
in by X time. So let's see if we can stick to it. But there's so much to talk about.
Is there?
Yeah. Because you're like literally, like, when I think of you, I'm just like, what is she up to now? Like,
What
you're always
insane thing is
No,
she
I love
doing now? Like,
I love it. The last time I saw you, or one of the very last times I saw you. So to explain, you were on the Braw and the Brave during the pandemic. So we did it online.
Yeah.
That's how we met.
Oh, isn't that
And
mad?
you're just the kind of person, Aarti, who just makes you feel like, well, you always make me feel energised.
I feel like that about you. And I leave a room and I feel quite bouncy when I've seen you.
Well, that's true.
you know?
For me, you're just such a bright light. You literally, even
thanks,
today, you
Lisa.
burst in here and I was like, oh, I
Oh,
love
I
her.
totally feel
I
like
love
that
her.
about you. It's totally reciprocated.
That's
and
so
it's
sweet.
joyous. It's like, do you know when you meet people that you're just like, you're a little ball of joy? And I just want to be around that. Like, there's some people that you walk into a room and you're like, oh, I now have to go and lie in my bed for 16
You've
days
zapped
after
the
speaking
joy.
to you. Like, you are not that. You are like the epitome of joy to me.
Well, right back at you, pal. Right
Thanks,
back
mate.
at you.
Now we've
And I
loved
knew
each
that-
other.
I know, it's really still loving. Everybody's like, right, get to the
Get to the point, you do.
But no, that's what I felt like when we spoke online. And I was so, because obviously knowing what you'd done career-wise to that date or knowing a snippet and having that conversation, I was just so impressed with you. I think I see you, I very much am inspired by you in terms of your career and your energy. And you're a total, like, badass go-getter. That's how I see you.
Thank you. That's like a really nice thing to hear. I often think I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. These things just seem to happen. Like, I seem to like, I remember like I had a coach like a while ago and it was like before I did my career pivot, which I will talk about, but like, she said you should, every now and again, you should dynamite your life. So you should like basically just blow it up and see where the pieces land.
Okay.
And I honestly think that's what I do. Like every few years I'm like, whoo, dynamite. Like, and then it
Shut the
seems
door.
to land all right. And I'm like, oh God. Oh
Like
God.
those reels that everybody was doing with like the bauble on their Christmas tree, although you're doing it with your life. You're like, chuck
just
it
like,
in, shut the door, see what happens. And where do you think that comes from? Like that energy to be like, do you know what? I could just be mixing this up right now.
Do you know, I genuinely don't know because it's weird, right? So I had a career for 25 years and I didn't like...
How long you were in the
Yeah,
okay.
I was in music for 25 years and I never thought like, oh, how can I mess this up or mix it up? I did always do other things. So I DJ'd, I managed a band and I did other bits and bobs. So I think I've always liked
and you're
that.
saying that and you're saying that so flippantly, but that like in themselves they were huge careers. Do you know what I mean? Like
She's like,
massive
did a
band.
bit of that and a
And
bit
she's
of
just
that.
like as if she was like in her garage doing the DJ. And I'm like, no, you were an actual you're an actual
club
DJ. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
But I think it's like, I don't know, there's definitely a little bit of it that I think is probably undiagnosed ADHD, where I just really enjoy challenges. And if the worst thing that can happen for me is if life just feels like it's stagnating. But also that's really tiring sometimes because you're like, I must do more, I must do more, I must do more. So in the last kind of couple of years, I've been trying to coast the wave.
Okay, nice.
Right?
Does that feel like?
Oh, it's so hard. It's like, I'm like, where's the dynamite? Where's the dynamite? But actually, I think where it comes from is like, my parents come from, like they had dual nationality. I get a row for ever saying they're immigrants because they're not, right?
Okay.
But they came from Kenya and they had dual nationality at the time. When they moved over, they obviously worked like really, really hard. And there is like an immigrant mentality, which is you work hard, you do the best you can, you fit in, right? And obviously that is drilled into you. And my parents were always like, but the greatest gift they ever gave me was they used to say things to me all the time, like, you can do whatever you want. And see, for a child to be told that, I honestly think every single parent should tell their child that. Don't limit them. Like, And because of that, I think I'm constantly like, oh, well, I can't do everything.
My mum and dad
so do more. Like, and I don't know, maybe that's where it comes from, but I really enjoy like getting my teeth into something, fixing it, like creating a solution for something and then kind of moving on. So that's maybe why it's so many. And also the ADHD.
Well, I feel so seen when you're talking. I'm like, I'm literally you. I'm just not as badass.
You do so much. You're literally, remember that day I walked in and you were dancing on the stage and I was like, of course she's doing that.
I was in Linkies and I was doing some sort of like musical theatre day or something, and like literally I just saw you like float in, and then you were just like, and you literally mouthed the WTF, and I was like, yeah, totally. So I'll see you in a minute. But I was like, if anybody's going to get it, it's going to be you.
Totally. And I love, like, I think there's something about, I read something about this that apparently, and this could be a wild claim, right? I don't know if it's actually true.
Okay.
But apparently, if you do lots of different things, it helps stave off, like, dementia and any other kind of brain deterioration.
Because
your brain is so like, oh, it's firing here and it's firing there. So apparently it really helps with that.
So we're away ahead of ourselves. We're fine.
Portfolio guys all the way are sorted. I mean, I don't know. I forget my name most of the time.
I know somebody said to me the other day there, who was it? Oh, it was a lovely girl, Kirsty, and she was like, I would just love to be in your head for like an hour. And I was like, save yourself. No, you don't.
You like,
I'm trying to get out.
Run away screaming.
I was like, Kirsty, that's so sweet of you, but absolutely not. Like, that's probably the worst thing you could do.
It's funny though, because it's like, just you think about being in our heads, like my sister always says to me that she thinks inside my head is just this sound. And I'm like, well, that's rude, but also probably true.
There's a party happening in there. I always think my head's just like we were speaking about this the other day, and I was like, my head is just hundreds of wee cars crashing into each other, and everybody going, sorry, because that's my, like, if anybody knows me, I just say sorry quite a lot. I think I'm just apologising for the nonsense that is me. As you were coming in here, you were playing your phone, like, camera on your, and I'm like, this is me, just everything's just a
chaos.
But
controlled chaos. Controlled chaos.
Yeah, it's not like we've got some sort of plan.
Yeah, totally.
But open to opportunity, open to things like changing in the moment and being reactive to that. That's you.
Yeah.
100%.
And it's fun, isn't it? Because then you don't really say no to anything. And I think you'd be like this too. Like you almost are like, maybe that might be quite fun. And there's something quite childlike. And can you tell I'm a coach? There's something quite joyous and childlike about that, is that because you say yes to stuff and you don't know how it's going to go, you haven't measured and thought about exactly how that's going to play out. Like, I don't have that in me to go, I must know exactly how that's going to end. No. I love not knowing how it's going to end.
Me too.
And there's something really lovely about that.
I work with young people a lot, so I have the joy of like playing games all the time.
Yes.
And that's just a normal for me. Like, I play games on the daily. And so sometimes when I'm in adult spaces and I'm like, do you want to play a game?
Do you think that's what makes you joyous though? Because you have that in you.
I'm so lucky. Like, I think just working with young people, you're just reminded how important games are.
Yeah.
How we can understand each other, how we can be more together. It's about teamwork. Then, like, if it's an elimination game, it's like dealing with like, it's fine that I got put out. It's fine because I'll get to play again. Do you know what I mean? So like, there's a lot to be learned from just playing. But I think as adults, obviously, we forget sometimes how to do that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like trying to find that, and I'm just lucky that that's part of my job.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know, same, because I work with Visibility Scotland and we work with like young people at Visibility Scotland, like vision impaired young people, and a lot of the work we do is around loneliness. So like, because a symptom of, I love that we've started this podcast and we're literally just like, and this tangent and this tangent and this tangent.
This is how it goes.
This is the point, right?
This is exactly how it should be.
But it's like, a lot of those young people suffer from loneliness because the social cues sometimes are not there, or so we've been doing lots of work, kind of just doing daft activities, right? So like gaming, we play Mario Kart, we'll do like art, and they're creating all these like sort of textured and tactile pieces of art. And I wonder, just when you're saying that, I was like, that's it. It's like I've players back in my life, and I've got a 2.5-year-old nephew.
I know.
Greatest love of my life. So it's like it's always in your life then, that play.
Yeah.
And maybe and if it never goes away, you never lose it.
So true. Yeah, I think it's so important, like, just to, and that you can refind it. So obviously it's part of my job, so I kind of almost like take it for granted, but I would always encourage people to like try and find that. And I know it's difficult, like in this day and age, especially if you are somebody who works for yourself or whatever, to find like a hobby. You know, but I think just something for you.
Just go. Throw yourself around like an inflatable park or something. Genuinely, they'll do something.
A wall, like whatever it is, just make something or be silly. And there's not necessarily needs to be an outcome. It doesn't need to be an organised task. Do you know what I mean? Like where you have this lovely outcome at the end. Like you don't need to be good at stuff.
No.
I think it's just being brave enough to be like, I'll give that a go. And
that's brave.
That's you, though. I feel like you are like, and giving it a go and then being a very skilled, talented human.
I mean, I don't know if I would use that, but skilled and talented, it's like jack of all trades, master of none.
But that sentence continues, though. That's not...
does it?
Yeah, apparently, like, it's not... I can't
quote
it verbatim, but basically it's like, jack of all trades, master of none, but you'd rather be a jack of all trades than a master of one. Like, it was basically just to be, like, flipping it on it. Like, actually... That's where you would rather be.
Yeah, 100%. I would rather be doing
because you only know one thing. And not to diss anybody who have spent their whole life being a carpenter or whatever, and that's their thing. Like, there's so much joy and merit in that, but also there is to be somebody who can, because it's transferable skills.
That's it.
So the world that you came from in terms of music and working with DF concerts and then managing bands, you're taking all that into your coaching. So you're now a coach.
Which I love. I never thought that would be something that I would do, but so I have a company called Freedom and Joy with my best pal, who's also a counsellor, a hypnotherapist, a shaman, a Reiki master. I mean, she is the calmest, most incredible woman. Like, and as a business partner, I'm so lucky. Like, shout out to Sharon, because she is just, you know her, don't you? Like, she's just the most beautiful human being. But it's something, Lisa, that I came to because I got coached effectively out of my job. Like, so I think it was, I have Crohn's, and I found out I had Crohn's through kind of a varied situation where I ended up, long story short, in hospital with sepsis, on the verge of sepsis, and had just been like going about my life, working on festivals and all that. I had this insane rash all over my face. I had like basically stuff coming out my butt, right?
Wow.
And it was like, I just kept going. And see now, I'm like,
that's wild.
The smallest thing, I'm like, right, I need to think about what's happening to my body. But I didn't listen to my body. And because of that, I got like to a point where I got sent on a future leaders course, and I was like, I want to be MD of the company. I'm going to, right, okay, we're doing it.
Okay.
And I went on this course and was very like, I don't have time for whatever this hippy dippy nonsense is. And actually, after like 2 hours, I was like, what is this? Like, this thinking about your brain in a different way. Like, for anyone that doesn't know, like, coaching is future focused.
Yes.
So it's kind of about goal setting, and it's about mapping out things you want, but it's also about having a growth mindset, which you totally have. It's like you look at something.
It's not saying I can't, it's like I say I can't yet.
I can yet, or I will. Like, that will happen for me. And it's a little bit of, there's probably a little bit of manifestation that might come into that a little bit, but actually coaching is just about talking about the things you want or the things you would like to achieve, or sometimes just talking out something that's making you stuck. And she's the woman that told me about the dynamite.
Okay.
But she also asked me the greatest question I've ever been asked, which is when I said, I want to be MD of this company. She said, why? And honestly, Lisa, I was like, I don't know. Because I do. And I'd never, ever asked myself the why. And when I asked myself the why, I was like, I genuinely don't know. I don't know if I do want this. I think this is just like the end of a journey that I'm on, that I'm supposed to tick a box.
Of course I will, because that's the only place to go.
Exactly. Yeah. It's up, right? You could go sideways and you could go other ways. So weirdly, that kind of was what started it. And then during COVID, I trained as a coach because I thought that'd be quite a good skill to have, and I enjoyed it so much.
I was coached by Aarti Joshi.
Oh yeah, you were.
Totally. I loved it. And actually, can I just say, like, that came at such, I didn't say it at the time, but that came at such a pivotal moment for me personally, even like, you know, and I remember kind of leaning into the kind of professional side of things with you in terms of the coaching, but personally there was stuff going on in the background, and I like massively needed that, and you were amazing, so thank you so much.
Did you like the process?
I really did. I mean, I'd been to counselling before, so I kind of understood what it would maybe be like, but it wasn't the same as counselling, obviously, because that was for a really specific thing. But I really enjoyed it. I thought, and right away I was like, this is correct. You are absolutely doing the right thing. Like, you're meant to do that. I thought you were excellent.
It's amazing that to have done a job for like 25 years, which, and I'll admit it, right, you definitely, like, there's ego in it.
Okay.
And I read this book called Ego is the Enemy, which everyone should read, by Ryan Holiday, right? The guy's quite annoying, but the book's great.
Fair dues.
And it's about how you use your ego. Like, everyone needs a bit of ego, but actually how do you use it and when does it come into play and stuff? And what I realised is that being a coach, my ego is literally not even in the room because it's not about me, right? And I've never done anything up until the point of coaching where I was like, and the thing you get told as a coach is that every human being is resourceful and whole. Your job is just to help them recognise that.
Yes.
And honestly, Lisa, see, like, when people have moments in coaching sessions where they're like, oh yeah, and they'll say to me, oh, that's right, and I'll be like, no, what you said is right, like, because you solved it.
You said it. I was just here facilitating
I
that.
literally just held the space for you, and that was it. And I never thought in my life that I would get as much joy from other people's wins in that way. And it's like weirdly, it gives me more joy than my own wins. Because you're like, you just solved your own stuff.
You're being a cheerleader. Yeah. And what, like, it's even this is so, I'm so lucky to hold space for people
totally
in this environment. And this, like, I always want this to feel like a safe space. Like, I always say to people, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, if no one was ever listening or no one was watching, like, I'm still delighted that we did this. This was meaningful. It's not about the product at the end of it. It's just like in the moment, like, I'm locked in. I forget the camera's there. I forget the mics, because holding space for people. And I get that from working with young people. But it's so interesting. Like, you went from an environment where it wasn't that you weren't capable of that. It just wasn't wasn't nurtured. It wasn't that wasn't the goal.
No, and also it's almost like, I mean, I'm say this at the top, right? I love the music industry. I'm so grateful for the time I had in it. I have had the most fun. So it's not like I look at any of that like, oh, well, that wasn't the right way. But it isn't an industry or a space that nurtures people, because it's so fast paced and it's like you just have to get stuff done, right? But I definitely think that what it breeds as well is like your own self-importance a wee bit.
Okay.
And I think coming out of that and in a space where you're like, who cares what I think? And it's interesting you're saying that about podcasting as well, because I do think the host makes a huge difference in podcasting. I think when you listen to a conversation, like when I listen to Braw and Brave, you can tell, I immediately feel like that. I know you, but like, that people feel comfortable in that, and they give you more because they want to, and they feel like they can trust you. So there's something important about that. There's a lot that you might listen to that sometimes it's like you get the whatever the person's promoing, but you don't get under
for
it.
me, I have no hidden agenda. I mean, I always say to a guest, like, is there anything you want to speak about, or is there anything you don't want to speak about? You know, and there's been people on that are doing projects or whatever, and they're like, oh, it'd be nice if we could speak about this, because they're excited about it. It's not a promotional tool necessarily, but for me, I'm like, we literally could talk about anything as long as you're having a nice time. That's
Isn't
my
that
goal.
lovely?
Because it's about people and their passion. So what are you passionate about? And what you're passionate about just now might not be what you're passionate in a year's time. That means you'll come back on the podcast.
Exactly.
We'll
oh my
have
God.
a nice conversation.
Well, I'll be on every week.
Great. This is what I want. Do you know what I mean? But for me, it's like, I don't have any hidden agenda or goal. Like, ultimately, it's just, let's have a nice conversation, and hopefully somebody watching or listening will take something away from that. Inspiration. They'll be inspired by you. They'll be like, that's amazing that you did that career pivot, and that everything that you learned in the music world, you're taking it with you. It's not like that wasn't like lost time. It's like me doing an English degree. I don't regret it.
No.
Because I know I'm using
I've
it
got
in some
one
way.
too. That's so funny. Got one of them.
Must be some about, I think we're the same person.
I know, I really do think we are. I really do.
And I wonder, like, do you think that you'll ever revisit the music world in terms of your coaching? Because there's probably a lot of stuff within. Oh, have you? Right? Okay.
No, we'll finish that.
No, I was just thinking, because from the dance world, there's lots of bad behaviour in the world of the arts that I still know happens. And there's been a lot of change. I mean, I had a lovely guest on a couple of weeks ago, George Ure. He works at Ardang. He is still a performer. He's just literally stepped off the West End stage.
Oh, wow.
And he was saying, like, in his lifetime of being a performer, he's seen a lot of change for the good. You know, things that were acceptable at the time are not acceptable now. And he's like, for the better, of course. But I still hear things like and he will as well, where there's bad behaviour going on within the industry of like, oh, that's just what happens. And you're like, but that can't, that's wrong.
Massively so. I think, so I'm still in the music world, right,
Yes.
in ways, and I work, like still do bits of work in the music world. And it's funny you ask that, because when we started our coaching business, both of us were like, let's go to the other end. We shouldn't work in the same industry, which when you actually think about that is mad, because that's the stuff you know.
World, you know.
Right?
Yeah.
But we were like, I don't know, maybe sometimes there's a bit of like, let's take a break from what we're doing.
Yeah.
So we kind of moved away from that, and then funnily we've come back to it so much, because so much of the work that we do, like we do a lot of facilitation as well. So see like away days, or particularly like around communication. I did one yesterday with a team, and it was around like time management and roles and responsibilities. So like almost like, what is your business as usual, your reactive and your strategic? What percentages do you currently spend on that, and what should you spend, and how do we change it? Okay. And it's almost like, by coming in from the outside, I obviously have a lot of business knowledge as well.
Yes.
So it's the transferable skills. But see, taking that into the entertainment world, it's really interesting how it's met in other spaces. So we work with a lot of third sector. We do have entertainment clients, and the ones who embrace it, it changes their business.
Yeah,
but they have to embrace it fully. And sometimes there's this, I find this a lot, is like, there's this bit, if you're questioning me, then I'm going to get defensive. And actually, by opening up and accepting the process, the change that will come out of that can only be good, because it's driven by all of you. It's driven by the people that work for you. But it's really interesting how people are like, oh no, that's not for me.
That takes you back to that time where you get put on that course and you're like, what is this? And you
I
just
don't
need
have time
that
for this.
epiphany moment of like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe there is something in this.
And maybe it'll open up something that you didn't know it would. And you're right about those behaviours, because those behaviours are so like intrinsic and almost inherent, you know?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
So you don't necessarily know they're wrong a lot of the time.
No, totally. That's just what
well.
happens.
Exactly. It's like, this has always happened. Why would it be different? So it's almost like someone pointing that out to you in a kind way, or like, the thing with coaching is it's holding up a mirror, right? So it's like, here.
Yeah, because I saw a post you put on the other week there, and I was like, that's really interesting, where you were just basically...
I was having a rant.
No, quite rightly so, though. Like you were saying, like basically no coach worth their salt's basically telling you what to do. That's not their role.
Not.
It's holding up that mirror. It's holding space for you to figure stuff out, asking the questions, like prompting, I guess, people to be like, probing people to be like, oh, wait a minute, I've not thought about that, or I can think about that differently. It's not... you're not going to go in and you shouldn't be just being told what to do with your life.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, Lisa, that terrified me. I was listening to a podcast.
I mean, if you could tell me what to do in my life, I'd totally listen, because I'm like, Aarti, she knows. So I'm okay with that.
Like, see, with that though, it's like, my life is not your life. So if I give you advice, it's based on my experience, and it's like almost like how you can't replicate that in another person. So me saying, well, I think you should, it's different when you're pals, right? So if your pal asks you what they should do, like I still, like, people are like, do you coach? I'm like, no, I still tell them what to do. Like,
because they're not paying me for that
they're
advice.
not paying me, and it's not. It's like it's different as well, because you're actively listening. Whereas with your pals, you're like, shut up, do this, like move on. But like with coaching, it's like you're listening to what the person's telling you, and you're holding the space, and you're guiding them through the process, because, like we were talking about earlier, the greatest aha moments come from someone discovering something themselves, right? So by telling them what to do, you're robbing them of that amazing, like, moment.
I figured it out. It's like spilling your handbag out and going, right, okay, just look at it all.
Exactly. That is such a good analogy for it. Stick all the stuff on the table, sort through it,
and go, what do you need, what do you not need? Like, how could that be useful? Or you've been using that way, but if you use it this way,
what
and
would
it's
happen?
just, and probably what is a joy for you is like, we don't do that. So when somebody's taking that time and somebody's facilitating it, because to do that on your own seems quite overwhelming.
Very much.
Like if I was to spill my life out and go, right.
Oh God, can you imagine? Both of us just like, oh well.
Like, shove it back in. Shove it back in. I'm only thinking of this analogy because my handbag rolled down the stairs this morning. And
does it all tip out?
Oh my God, like a penny, a peanut, a bit of chalk, a rape alarm.
Well,
do you
yes,
know what I mean?
great, great.
Literally,
All the things
it
you
was
need.
all the things, and I was just like, oh, God's sake, nobody needs to see that. Like,
Do you know what's
literally.
so weird though? Because you use that analogy. What I use for my clients is I literally say it's like emptying out your head.
Yeah.
So it's like emptying out your back, it's emptying out your head and going, I'm going to chuck all this on the table, but I'm in a space where the person opposite me can help me to sort through it and put the stuff back in. So it's like you say, if you just emptied it all out and went, you would overwhelm yourself.
Yes.
So in a coaching space, you're just less overwhelmed and you're able to take one bit at a time. And when you leave, we've got a thing that we call, can I swear?
Of course.
We've got a thing that we call the fuck it bucket. So in most sessions, which actually I didn't have when we spoke,
love it.
is
I love this.
whatever you want to leave behind, you leave behind in the session, you leave in the fuck it bucket. So
Yeah.
you either write it down or you speak it out loud or whatever it is. And honestly, that is one of the most freeing things, I think, that you're just like, I don't need that anymore.
That's-
Get rid of your peanut, put it in the fuck it bucket.
Should have. Do you know, I actually did put it in the bin.
Do you know how long it had
on
been?
another day, listen, on another day, I'm going to get back in the bag. So I did quite well to put it in the bin, actually. And what I appreciate about you, and I know your clients, like the people you work with in terms of your coaching and then your other roles, is that you're such a great communicator.
Thanks.
Like, you,
I love that. You said that and I went, thanks.
no, but you are, like, you just, I think you know yourself really well. So then you can communicate yourself really well. I think I get the impression that you just get yourself and that you own who you are. And that's massively inspiring to me.
I've done a lot of work to get there. Like, I'm going to be honest about it. Like, I do know myself well. It's probably taken me to this age to know myself well. Probably till about 45.
I mean,
And
your defined time.
like, and I still
what?
shut up.
Yeah,
I'm
actually-
46.
Nah.
I think it's what is it? The phrase? It's black don't crack, Asian don't raisin.
Listen, you are glowing.
And my mum looks really young, so I've probably just got really good genes
Thanks,
because
Mum.
my
Yeah,
lifestyle.
I'm the same. My mum was 70 last year, and
Really?
like folk are all, and she's still working. So folk are like, "What age are
How
you?"
old are you?
43.
I mean, again, like you're in your
just let me
30s,
see
mate.
that. Thanks,
Honestly,
pal. We'll take it. We'll take it.
I know. Let's just have a moment for that. But yeah, I do know myself
Yes.
well. It's been a journey, but I think there's probably a wee bit of that in that. I totally believe that Scottish thing of like, see before someone says something about you, you say it. So see before someone says, oh, she'll be late, just go, I'll probably be late. Or like, I'm a wee bit like this, so I'm going to just put that out on the table.
Yeah.
And it's like, treat everything with humour. And I don't mean like life is just humorous, right?
No.
But all those difficult things that happen or that you're not sure about how to navigate. I've also had therapy, which I'm a great fan of, right?
Yes, me
What
too.
I'm not a fan of is people that have had too much therapy and only talk about themselves. Like,
You're like, could you dial it in a bit?
come back the way. Remember, there's
I'm
a
here
world.
too. I'm here too. Yeah, I hear you.
But I do think like it's so important to try and unpick stuff that is holding you back. So if something's holding you back, try and get to the bottom of it. And I had therapy when I was like 18 and again when I was in my 20s. And it just kind of, it unlocked something. It's funny because the first time I went, I was like, this, Lisa, right? I just didn't speak. And the therapist was like, are you okay? And I was like, yep, what is it you want me to say? And she was great. And I think so much of therapy depends on who your therapist is
100%.
and whether you click. Like in
Yeah.
coaching, we do like chemistry calls, and it's like you need to have. That needs to be the right person for you. I'm not the right coach for a lot of people. I'm very like, and what are you going to do about that? Whereas Sharon is very like, how do you feel about that? Like, how do you want to know? And much softer. So it's like you have a preference of
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
So you have a
absolutely.
preference of therapist. But this woman said to me, well, do you know, we can sit here for 3 sessions. You can say nothing. I can say nothing. We could have a lovely wee time out, or you can actually try and talk about what's going on. And I was like, I love you. Like, I love that you
That just
I love
tapped
people that
into-
call me out my
yeah.
shit.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. And then it just kind of all came out. And it was around the time my mum and dad got divorced.
Okay.
And it was like this, oh God, right, okay, if I say that, what happens? And she just asked really great questions and was really, and at the end of it, I honestly was like, I'm cured. Like, and I don't know if it's quite as easy as that, but that specific thing that I went for has never come back. So it's like sometimes it's just
wild,
that
isn't
talking it through.
And you think, God, all the people walking the planet that could just have, if somebody could just hold space for them. And there's obviously like access to these things is so,
Totally.
you know, in terms of money. And it's, yeah, I feel very privileged that I've had those opportunities when I really needed them
Totally.
to be coached or to go to a therapy session. Do you know what I mean? But I always think of people who have to deal with that stuff that either they don't know it exists,
Yes.
or they don't they can't quite get themselves over the line, or it's like a financial barrier.
Exactly.
You're saying like that thing you went for, it's never came back. Like how freeing is that?
Oh, massively so.
I mean, especially at a formative age of like 18, something big like that happening in your life or whatever else was happening. You think that could have had quite an adverse effect if
Definitely.
you hadn't had that coaching at that time. And
that's the thing, isn't it? It's like, what if you didn't find the right person? And I do think like a lot of people get put off because they don't go to the right person. And do you know what I'm not a fan of? And I'm going to say this, and I bet it's like really awful, right? But I hate therapists and coaches that do this. It's like, that's just not for me, man. Like, I don't know what's going on in your head. Are you thinking about your tea? Like, see this? Yes. It's that, like, you know, it's fake calm energy. I really like a calm energy when the person has something that goes with it.
Yeah.
But when it's very clearly like a trained thing where it's like they've never developed their own style, I'm like,
what are you saying?
What is it? And I'm like, are you okay? Are you choking? Like, are you humming? Like, and then they say, that's really interesting, which I do say as a coach, right? But that's interesting. Tell me more, which I hate, but also think is a great question because it's like so open-ended, right?
Yes.
But that, and that is what you get taught.
Oh, do you?
Is you get taught not to cheerlead your clients, and I definitely am bad for that. But
Get the pom-poms
if
like
my clients achieve something, I'm like, yes, you're amazing, you smashed it.
What is that? Because then it might take them down a particular pathway.
It's just like, yeah, you're almost like
'cause it's
enforcing.
like, I want to like you're happy for me, so I want to give you more of that.
Yeah, people pleaser.
Yeah. I mean,
so if you're a people pleaser, the cheerleading's not great because it's
I'm like, oh,
like,
you're happy with me, I'll just do that
I'll
more.
get to it.
Even though it might be really bad for me. Yeah, that's it.
Which I get, right? But I'm also like, sometimes when people achieve something they've been working on with you, it's really nice just to go, oh, that's amazing. Like, you smashed that. So I try to dial down the woohoo, and then we're like, oh, that's great.
You're not giving
but I don't go, Imagine if you'd smashed a goal and I went,
That's very interesting. I like that. All right, thanks
how
very
do you
much.
feel about that? I don't know.
I was happy until you made that sound. It's funny too because I always remember advice that Graham here at Up Next Studios had given me like years
One of the
ago.
greatest people that we both know.
I mean,
How much do we love Graham?
let's cheerlead
Yes,
Up Next
Graham.
Studios.
One of the best men I know.
Correct.
Definitely.
Me too. And somebody who doesn't need to cheerlead me. Like,
No.
I'm sure has got many other people in his
The
life.
cheerlead.
And I'm just like, yeah, 100%. Like Up Next Studios, Graham, Megan, Alan, they're just an amazing team.
People.
And
I love that we just done that, but it's genuine.
It's totally genuine though. It is like I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for them. Like I wouldn't be here doing this thing.
I wouldn't have
with
the
you.
confidence to be doing my presenting stuff if it wasn't for them. They definitely helped build that.
Is that right?
Yeah. 100%, because coming in here just was a nice
we're saying
experience.
coaching and music world and DJing, like, yeah, I'm doing on the radio. Go radio. See when I seen you were doing that. So how long have you been there now?
So about 4 and a bit years.
Is that it? Is that
Do you
how
know
long it is?
how that came about though? Which is hilarious. So this is one for Crofty, who's
Yes.
our programme director. He's down in Canada actually. I was speaking to him yesterday and he reminded me of this. He had tweeted me when I was at DF, right? So he'd like DM'd me on Twitter and had basically said, can you give me a call? And I genuinely thought, oh, I bet this guy's looking for tickets for Go Radio or something. And I dinged him, I think, honestly, Lisa, for about 3 months.
Okay.
The fact that he kept trying, and then my friend Holly, shout out to Holly, who worked at Go Radio at the time, was like, listen, Crofty's trying to get in touch with you. Could you just give him a shout back? And I was like, what is it for? And that is the person I was, right? See, to be fair, that is the old school. Like, I was just like, constantly overworked, never had any time, was like, what is it you want? And now I'd be like, tell me what you would like. I have time.
So interesting.
It's so interesting.
That is fascinating though. It's not like you're a different person.
It's just that the personality traits that I'm using are different.
You can tap into...
I'm more authentically me, although I hate that phrase. I'm definitely more authentically me now, I would say.
Lovely.
And I thought that the person I was for 25 years was all I had, which is interesting. But yeah, he like chased me for ages. And then finally I got back to him and he was like, listen, we'd like you to do a show. And I was honestly, Lisa, I was like, is this an April Fool? Like, what is this? Absolutely did not believe it. And then I kept trying to nominate other men in music that might be better for it. Again, I'm not sure what that was about, right? I did. And I was like, I don't know. And they were like, well, you've worked in music all this time. We want a fresh voice. We think you've got a great voice. We've heard you on podcasts. And I was like, what? And then I was like, well, come in and demo and we'll just see. And they were like, no, we don't want you to demo. We just want you to come in and do it, which is insane. And see, like, to Tracy, who used to be the CEO at Go, Rochelle, who's now the MD and is like, was my first producer. They all just like, again, similar to this space, right? This podcast space, made me feel like I was supposed to be there and that I didn't have to fight to be there. And I think there's something about that, particularly like being a brown woman, is being in a space where people want you. And when you talk about that knowing yourself thing, I only found out I was brown at 5. I used to think I was called Amy until I was 5 and I was white. Like,
got you. Yeah.
But like all joking aside, I genuinely was always so desperate to fit in that I didn't think that was like a thing that was great about me.
That's wild.
And actually being in that space at Go, there was no, you're doing this because you're brown, but it was like, we've created this environment and want you because you have a diverse set of life skills or a different opinion on things.
To do this job.
No other. Which is so funny, isn't it? It's like, but often you find it becomes the stick with which people beat you with rather than actually celebrate, which is such a strange thing. Yeah. And I've never been one for, well, I would like to do this because I'm brown, right? But there's a wee bit of me that's like, you do need to celebrate that because it's a completely different lived experience. And everyone who is from a diverse background, whatever your like protected characteristic, you've got a different story to tell. So it's interesting.
Of course.
But I do, like, Go was the first place that just made me like,
you're totally smashing it. Like, of course.
I love it, Lisa.
You're meant to do that.
Like, see, when you go to your work, you'll be like this coming in here when you bound in like Bouncer from Neighbours. And you're like, hi, guys. Sorry to the Gen Zs that don't know that reference. Like, if you get that reference, God bless you.
Oh, Bouncer.
But I just go into that studio every Thursday, like, the most happy of all time. And it's like,
and it's marrying so many worlds that you're belong
and
have so much experience in and bring you so much joy, so much passion because you started in the music world. You love music.
Yeah.
You're a DJ. You love that shared experience in terms of like celebrating music, putting music out in the world, talking about music. And then your presenting skills and then the coach, like it just all makes sense.
It's weird, doesn't it? It's like, and the through line is, which I never realised until very recently, actually. The through line is that I really enjoy other people having a good time. I enjoy the reaction of other people. I think you're the same, right? It's like, like seeing you on a stage, just like, you can see you light up from your feet to your face because it's like, obviously there's the people in front of you having a good time is what feeds your energy. Like we're all different types of beasts of people, but like, I think so many of us are fed by the energy of other people around us.
I'm not good on my own.
No.
Don't give me a day on my own.
I'm good on my own.
Yeah, no.
But also I need to, so I'm what's that called, an introverted extrovert?
Yes.
I have to retreat back to my cave.
Cool.
To like top up.
Yeah, and then
go back out and get the energy back.
Yeah.
Are you a total, I need people?
Yeah, I'm horrendous on my own. Yeah, I'm not very good. You're
like,
you're the coach and you're like,
I'm like,
tell me about that.
Tell me more about that. That's interesting.
But, so like I very much get my energy from other people. From good people,
and
like
it's such
you.
A nice
Hence
thing.
why I started a podcast called BrawBrave. But I just like literally, I'm like, come in, come and talk
people.
to me. I want all your energy. It's just like this for me is total joy.
Yeah,
being here with you, doing this thing, making this thing. Like, I can't, it doesn't get any better than this.
Isn't it funny though that like when you do something, I mean, there'll be lots of people out there that like identify with this. When you do something that genuinely brings you joy, it doesn't. It's like classic thing. It doesn't really feel like work. It's still work. It's still
and you'll work
hard work.
Twice as hard because you love it so much.
And you want it to succeed, but you also like the passion drives it. Don't get me wrong though, sometimes you're like, can I just go to bed already? Yeah. Like I bought an electric blanket last year.
An electric.
Lisa,
yeah, I know.
it makes me go to bed.
I know. It's my partner introduced me to a heated blanket.
It's incredible.
It's so good. As somebody who has quite bad circulation, I'm like, why did I not think about having this in my life? Although the panic of having the OCD and having to unplug the thing.
Yes, and then what if you leave it on and oh my God, you might just toast alive. Although none of those things will happen.
Listen, as we're defying time in our mid-40s and the twos are like, electric blankets on the way.
Don't you think it's funny though? Do you think there's something about the age of like our 40s of just having that this is a time where change happens, pivot happens, because you almost don't give as much of the word I want to say is like you don't give as much of a fuck. Like you really don't. And I think it comes from all the other hormonal stuff that's happening and all that. So you're like, Jesus, if I need to deal with that, I need to deal.
Listen,
I've not got any menopause, anyone.
I'm running away. I'm not having. I'm just refused. I'm just refused.
I refuse.
Not interested. No, sorry, can't. No, moving on.
Sorry, I'm not interested in the perimenopause.
That is not interesting to me.
But it is. It's always like to round off like. What do you like? How do you feel about being 40? Like, what's in your 40s? Do you feel different?
Yes, probably because in terms of like life experience and things that happened in more recent years, yes. Mm-hmm. But no, in the sense that I'm just me. And that what you said earlier on, which totally rang a bell, was the authenticity. I think as a people pleaser, somebody who's always been like, oh, I want everybody, I just really can't hide who I am.
And you shouldn't.
Warts and all, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, this is who I am. And sometimes, like, it is embarrassing to be like, look at the state of my car. Like, there is peanuts everywhere or my handbag. Do you know what I mean? But then I'm just like,
but then look at what you're doing with your time.
Like, I made this. Do you know what I mean? I know I made a mess and I didn't do that thing in time. And like every year the tax return, and I'm like, this year everyone's going to be in Polly Pockets.
Yep.
I mean, full of good intentions.
We will never be those people.
I can't. Like,
and we just accept it.
I mean, I will try, but it just might not happen. And that's okay. I think to try sometimes is just enough.
Yeah, I totally agree. Do you know, it's funny, this year's the first year that I had usually I'm like, New Year's resolutions, what are my goals? Let's get all the goals in. And this year I was just like, I just want to be fitter and healthier. And I want to see more of the people I love. That's it. Like, that's what I'm talking about, coasting the wave, right? And then I'm like, and then what else? But it's like, actually.
But get that stuff in line and then other stuff will happen.
It's enough. Like meal prep on a Sunday, Jesus, Aarti, just clear some space. And my coach always says, because I've still got one who's incredible, a guy called Keith McDonald, and I just like, he has been there since I went freelance. And Lisa, you know those people that just, it's like they're this sort of almost silent force in your life that you're like, oh, I just need to talk to you right now. And he always...
That's Graham up next to me.
Graham should be a coach.
I know.
He should be a coach. Just so you know, Graham, you should be a coach. But I do, like, I think that there's something in that, like, when I see him, it's like a wee anchor, but he'll just be like, so see all these things that you're going to do, when are you going to find time for them? And I'm like, so I need to make time in my diary right, okay. Right, maybe someone else could just give me another day or something.
An 8 day. I think that's fine.
It's like, just add a week.
Yes.
Like,
so what is the immediate goal, apart from like obviously seeing your family more and spending time that you live in? What is there something that right in this space right now, let's just manifest it.
Okay. Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
What would you like?
What would I like? I love doing my podcast before I used to do it out with Laura. I would love where I'm at is I've got a couple of things going on. I'd love to have one of those happen this year.
Yes.
Podcast. I'd love to do more in the presenting space. And I would love to have one more entertainment client for Freedom and Joy that feels like we could really get our teeth into it. And then I'd be happy. I mean, we should do a telly show as well, obviously, like,
Obviously, with that
beyond
8 day of the
this,
week.
right? just a telly show about our intrusive thoughts.
Or just call it, that's what we're saying, we could just call it Intrusive Thoughts, the podcast.
Obviously, I'd love that.
That would be great.
But I think just to be doing more of what I'm doing,
What you're
because I
doing,
love it.
yeah, just more.
Yeah, I think so. What about you?
I don't know. I just want to do this. Just want to do that because I love it.
That's brilliant.
I love this, and I love facilitating a space where anything's possible. The conversation can go wherever it is, and I'm genuinely, and I guess people watch this sometimes like, she always says that because I mean it.
And
like,
you do, though.
I
You can see
care
it in your
about
eyes.
the people that I'm talking to because I'm invested in what you're saying, and I've listened to what you've said today, and I want all of that for you because I'm inspired by your energy. Your, like I said when you came in, like, you are a force of nature.
I'm always late, arrive and make a noise.
See, when you're saying like you're looking for the dynamite, like, you are that. You are the
Always
dynamite.
are. I don't feel like the dynamite.
You actually are. You're
Like-
like explosive in a great way.
And also sometimes in a chaotic way.
That's fine.
But it's funny though, like,
Is that a
because
bad thing?
you're talking about wanting to do this forever, like, this is the thing you want to do, right? It's so obvious to anyone listening how much you care about it. Like, you can hear it. Like, you can hear it when you listen to the episodes, you can see it, and it's like, I think that means you just, like, for me, I like manifest for you is that this should just be even bigger and bigger and bigger, because things that people do that they love and you can tell they love, and if you care that much about other people, it should be the biggest thing in the world, because that's it. And it's like, this is my chat. It's like, that's how you heal the world, is that you actually, like, care about other people.
So true, but you'll know that from your coaching work. Like, you're the spaces that you're holding for people, the things that you're helping people work through, and the joy, like you said earlier on, the joy that you get from working with people and celebrating their wins and just being there for somebody.
Yeah, it's lovely.
There's nothing better than that. Do you know what I mean?
it's
And
great.
connection. I mean, connection's key. Like, community.
Yeah.
And like, when you go forward from this conversation today, and the next presenting job comes up, or you're like, oh, I did make that happen. I put myself out there. Then you just need to remember, like, you did that because you were open to that. You went in with an open heart. You were kind. You were energetic. You were enthusiastic about other people, but also you're enthusiastic. Like, you're cheerleading yourself, and that's a big thing as well. I think in Scotland we're not always good at that. Like, just say what you want, and actually, like, own. Like, you're really good at what you do. You're really great.
And
You're
so are you. Like,
you're a
let's
really
just,
great
like, it's
personality,
like,
and you're really great at what you do, and
Thanks,
you can do
pal.
tons of stuff.
That's
And
lovely.
so you should. And like, whatever you do next, I know it's going to be filled with absolute joy.
Oh.
It's going to be pure dynamite.
We're going for lunch. That's our next
That's what
plan.
we're going to do. I know I've been listening to
Have a joyous lunch. We just talk for 10 hours.
You are like, you're the epitome of being Braw and Brave. I
Thanks,
watch
pal.
from afar. I see what you do, and it's a snippet of what I know what you're doing. And it's so inspiring, and I'm so chuffed that you came
I'm
on
going to say
today.
right back at you, genuinely. I feel exactly the same about you. And I always, whenever I see anything you're doing, I'm just like, she's smashing it. And there's like a really nice wee, and because I did coach you, there's a wee, look at her. Like, but it's amazing, Lisa. Like, I think we should celebrate each other more. Like, it's hard to hear, right? Because, like, I mean, you're both like, when we say these nice things to each other, we're like, but actually,
you're great.
But actually, like, we should, like, my mum always said to me, and it's good advice to end with, right? If you think something nice about somebody, say it. So if there's a compliment in your head, like, I love your hair, I tell you that, I don't see it, right? But it's genuine, because I
When you came in, I was
genuinely
like, I love
think
your
it.
outfit.
It's like
Your
intrusive thought,
pink flash.
big tights,
Love it.
like, but it's like, that is really important. Like, people need to hear good stuff. And if there's they're having a bad day and you say, great hair, I had a lovely time with you, or I just enjoyed your company, it's like, that doesn't take a lot to say.
And it can go
Such
a long way.
Yeah, we've solved the world now. Good, it's great.
And done. Let's go for a lunch now. Aarti Joshi, I love you. I think you're just Braw and Brave.
Lisa Kennedy, I love you right back.
And on that note, thank you for watching the Braw and the Brave, and until next time, thank you so much. Bye.